Alright, so once you've got your simple structure of your bridge drafted in Sketchup, you'll want to make some adjustments to match the results of your load test in the West Point Bridge Design program. So if I go back to that program, I can see all of the pieces using the member list button, and I can sort them by their size. And I want to actually start with the largest ones, and just by clicking and dragging, I can highlight these 4 pieces that needed to be really strong to support the load. So that was number 13, 14, 15, and 16, these 4 middle pieces. So I can take that information, and I can see that they need to be quite a bit larger than the rest of the pieces, and go back to Sketchup, and I'm going to increase the strength of this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece, because they match the ones that needed to be stronger in West Point Bridge Design. Now, to increase the pieces, take a line and scoot down a little bit lower, so this is going to be a larger piece, and I'm going to draw all the way across all 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and again you can see that it's red. If it's red, that means it's on the red axis, which is good, and I want to go all the way to the edge. Now that closes up a lot more than I need, so I'm going to delete these pieces that I didn't want closed. And then what I'll do is I'll push these little sections that I just created. Right now they're just a 2-dimensional piece, but I'll push them with the push-pull tool all the way down through the bridge. And sometimes it might be a little bit tricky to get them to actually go all the way through to the other side. So if they don't go all the way through, we can fix that when we go around to the other side. And if they do go too far, we can actually fix that as well. So I think I've got an example of each one of those, so that now as we orbit around, we've got a couple here that did not go all the way through, and we've got one at the end that went too far. So I like to zoom in to be more accurate, and sometimes it helps to kind of orbit as well. And I want to push this piece back until it lines up exactly with the edge. And you can tell you did that correctly, because if you erase these pieces, nothing should get erased. And now we've basically increased the strength of those top pieces because they're thicker. On this one, these last 2 that did not go all the way through, we're going to pull them more until they come right up to the edge. And this time it actually says there's a limit, which is exactly on the edge, so that's good. So that now I can erase these lines as well. It's very important that you erase all these stray lines, or when it tries to print, you may end up with some glitches in your print. So anything like that on both sides. So I'll need to orbit back up to the top and do the same thing here. As you can see here, we actually had a little triangle piece added, and when I erase it, it actually erases part of my bridge over here. As you can see, I can now actually see into the bridge. That's not a good thing. So I'm going to Control Z, and what actually happened, zoom in on that, is all I needed to erase was actually just this one line. The rest of the triangle actually still needs to be there. So if I just erase this part, that cleans that up a little bit. Alright, so that would be how you could increase the thickness of certain pieces that need to be stronger. But a really important part of bridge design is also figuring out which pieces don't need to be as strong.